Hello everyone, Arthur here. So for today, I'm gonna teach you how to use your fan for your RC car to plug into your balance port instead of your mains because you're gonna use the mains for your RC, right? Well, you can use that one main to your fan, but the problem is, for example, like this, I have a JST connector connected to my fan, but you're gonna have to use a separate battery for that one. So in order to let me just unplug that one. In order for you to eliminate this extra battery, you can use the fan and plug it into your balance port. Okay, let's do a little bit of basic lipo balance port. So this is a 2S balance port. So it has 3 wires, 2S 7.4, and this is your 3S balance port. I know this is not a lipo, this is a 18650 battery, but it's 3S, so it has 4 wires. Okay, and then this is your 4S battery, 4.8 volts, and it has 5 wires. So we only need to use 2 of that wire because this is only a this fan is only a 12 volts and this is a 14.8. If we use the 14.8 volts, this fan will burn out. Okay, so just for you to see, so end to end is 14.8. So this there 15 volts. Actually, this is half charge. Number one, which is this two, is 3.8. Yep, or 3.7. Number two will be 7.4. There. Number three is 11.1. And this one is 14.8. Okay, so we only need to use number one wire and number four wire, so that means it's 11.1 volts. Okay, so basically you're gonna need a female balancing plug, and we have to take off this one and this two, because remember this two will be 7.4. Oh sorry, this two is gonna be 3.7 and this two will be 7.4. This one is gonna be 11.1 and this one's gonna be 14.8. Okay, so we need the number one, which is the red wire, and number four wire. Okay, so in order for you to take out this plug, this wire, you have to poke right over there, right, to poke the one on top. Oh sorry, the one on the bottom, you have to poke this one on the bottom right there. You have to poke it a little bit more so you can able to pull the wire out. Okay, let me just take it off and show you how. Let me just take it off. Oh, so basically, I'll be back. Okay, so I have managed to take out the 3 wires. So we only left with number 1 and number 4 wires. See? I'm gonna plug it in now and test it. So there, let's plug on the balance port, and we're gonna test it. See if it's 11.1, and there you go, 11.4. So now we can plug that one to the 12-volt fan. But you don't need the JST connector. You can just directly attach the female balance plug to the fan. So there you go. 12-volt fan, 11.1. Yeah. Okay, so some of you will say it's not good, it's gonna be out of balance. Yes, it would, but that's why you have a good balance charger to balance off that one. The first 3 will be lower than one of it, because we're only using 3 for the fan. So it will hit the cutoff lever of the ASC, then it will shut down. If it goes lower than 3.5 each cell, it depends on what you're setting on your ESC. But it's okay, it will not hurt the battery, you just have to balance charge it. Then you're okay. So it's like that. Oh, by the way, as I've said earlier, you have to poke that one on top of the pin. This is the pin, you have to poke that one because there's a lock right there. So this is the pin, that's the pin, and there's the lock. So basically it's situated like this. When you poke it on top, this one, the lock will go down, that one will go down, and then you will be able to pull it backwards. So it was like that. So the lock's on top, so you just have to poke it. It's a little bit hard. Poke it a little bit, poke it right there as much as you can, press it down a little bit, and then just pull it behind. Then you're gonna get this. Okay, so remember, I start with the red. So again, it's 1 red and 1 black, number 1, and number 2 is 3.7. And then red and number 3 wire, hold on, sorry, red and number 3 wire is 7.4. Red and number 4 wire is 11.1. Red and number 5 wire is 14.4, and so on and so forth. The more you go, you just have to add up 3.7 volts. Okay, I hope that one will help you, and that's it. Have a good day. Thank you for watching. I almost forgot to tell you, you can use this one on the 3S lipo too. So even though this is a 4S casing or female plug, the 3S will fit too. Right there. See, if you like, you can cut off one of this tab, so it's gonna be smoother. But this one, basically that one will just lift up, and then everything will fall into place. So what will happen is the main is 11.1, 3S, this one will function the same. This one will be 11.12 for the lipo, for the fan. So let's try. And same, 11.1. So it will still function. But of course, you cannot plug a 2S here because 2S is 7.4. This one is made for 11.1. If you want to use 2S, you have to transfer this one on the third slot right there. And then you can use 2S. Okay, so 3S plug still can work. 4S plug, it still can work. Okay, thank you. And another thing, if you're really worried about the LiPo being unbalanced because you're only using 3 cell instead of 4 cell, you can use one of this. But this one is only for 5 volts or 6 volts fan. Basically, you're gonna be plugging this one to your ESC main plug. You have to solder it on the positive and negative wire of your ESC plug going to the LiPo. And then you can choose either 5 volts to 6 volts. And then it will produce 5 volts or 6 volts, 3 amps, maximum 5 amps here. So output will be 5 volts or 6 volts. It depends on you. So I have one in my RC. I'm using 3 fans with this. But as I've said, this is for 5 to 6 volts fan only. So if you're gonna use the 12 volts fan here, I don't think so it will produce that much power. So that one has to go directly to the battery or to the ESC plug. Okay, thank you. Additional info. UBEC